just like you. I was broken. I was not just broke, I was broken. I had to start over. Hey everybody, Dr. Vuong here. Check this out. I'm in Newport Beach on a yacht. I'm sleeping on this gorgeous 1965 all-wooden yacht that was the former yacht of the saxophone player for Pink Floyd, believe it or not. It's absolutely amazing, been completely restored. My buddy Gary Clark owns it, and he's a businessman, entrepreneur. And I told him I was coming to LA for this Wishman Hollywood movie premiere, and he said, Doc, come stay on my yacht. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, totally. So obviously I took him up to it, and I took him up on it, and so I surprised my daughter Kizzy of the Kizzy Rule fame, and we've really been having a great time. He's docked in Newport Beach, and right behind me over here is along this pier is a bunch of nice restaurants, one of which is Nobu, which is a really famous sushi place, Japanese restaurant. And so we had that last night, had some friends over, and I was introducing Gary to some of my buddies. And he is completely impressed. And so what I wanted to do is do this Facebook Live today to kind of talk to you about how your life gets better after weight loss surgery, because I have a question for you. Why did you have weight loss surgery? Now, the obvious answer that everybody gives is, Dr. Vuong, I wanted to lose the weight. And I'll say, no. That's too simple of an answer, right? You had weight loss surgery because you wanted your life to change. Is that true? That's the only answer. So you were tired of your diabetes. And yes, you wanted to lose weight, obviously, but you also wanted to stop giving yourself insulin injections. Am I right? You wanted to have more energy to play with your kids. You wanted to be able to walk without your knees hurting or your back hurting. You wanted to try to avoid the knee replacement. You didn't want to have another heart attack. It's not for health reasons. It's not for weight loss, and it's definitely not for vanity, right? It's because you wanted your life to change. You wanted your life to change. That's it. So, if that's true, then why aren't more weight loss surgery patients actually doing the change? Why are they not embracing the change? Why do they let old habits slip back? Why do they accept a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pound weight regain? Why do they have weight loss surgery just to regain all of the weight? Why the fuck didn't they stop it when it was a 10-pound weight regain? These are the problems that perplex me. And one of the reasons why I left weight loss surgery, so I could create more content. Because there are plenty of good surgeons. I was a very good surgeon. But my colleagues are plenty good at doing surgeries, at getting you guys through the surgery. But nobody is creating content for you guys to show you how to take your life up to the next level after surgery, right? So for those of you who don't know my story, I'm not American. I am now an American citizen, but I wasn't born in America. I came over to the United States as a Vietnamese refugee. I was one of those Vietnamese boat people. My dad and I fled our country in the middle of the night, and we lived for 6 months in a refugee camp in Thailand before we were sponsored and came to America. And when we got to America, my dad was 36 years old, and I was 6. And neither one of us could speak the language. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know the difference between a stop sign and a go sign. There's no such thing as a go sign, in case you're wondering, and that probably explains why Asian drivers are so bad at driving, maybe. But yeah, he was 36. We didn't know anybody. And in 16 short years, at the age of 52, my dad retired independently wealthy. I mean, think about that. There are people who are born in this country who have to work to their last days because they can't retire. And my dad managed to do that in 16 years. So I tested out and grew up, and got into college of my choice, got into med school, became a surgeon. And in 2005, I foolishly decided to go into solo private practice general surgery, which is probably the worst combination any doctor could make. Solo private practice general surgery is a losing proposition. So, but I did it because I was very entrepreneurial, and I thought, it's that saying, you don't know what you don't know. So I thought I could make a go at it, but I quickly realized that, boy, this is hard work. This is not good. And I bought a lot of real estate because that's how my dad made his money. In case you're wondering how he retired, he bought rental homes. And so I started buying beach houses and was flipping houses, and I had property, and I had $4 million worth of real estate. Now, if anybody here who's watching is in real estate, when somebody says they have $4 million worth of real estate, they really mean they have $4 million worth of debt. Now, why did I do this? It's because I loved medicine so much. I never wanted to depend on medicine to make my money. And in fact, that's, you got to be careful what you wish for, because I really never made any money with medicine, believe it or not. And so I was $4 million in debt, and unfortunately my practice was not doing good as a general surgeon. And that's when I started doing bariatric surgery, because I realized that my story was compelling and I could really cut through a lot of the BS and really, I spent a lot of time. I started leading group sessions every week, and was really making a difference in these patients' lives and doing really well. So, but in 2008, right as my practice was starting to turn around, we had the real estate market crash, which hurt me really bad. But then in September 2008, Hurricane Ike went through my neighborhood and destroyed my hospital, my home, all my properties, and really wiped me out. And so I didn't actually get to operate for like 6 months. I wasn't smart enough or intelligent enough, or didn't have enough counsel for anybody telling me, Doc, like, you should go moonlight somewhere else. You should make this extra money while you can't operate, blah, blah, blah. And I was just trying so hard to rebuild this bariatric practice. And I tried to keep it afloat for about 2.5 years when I realized I couldn't make it. I just was so lost, so depressed. I was $4 million in debt. I had all these adjusters and creditors calling me, and I was just trying to do the best I could. But here's my first tip on how you can change your life, right, for the better. You need to get around people who can help you. You need to find mentors. You need to surround yourself with the best people, right? Why did you have weight loss surgery? You wanted your life to change. And one of the things that you must change are the people you associate with. Because those people, everything in your life that you know, not you think, but you know to be true, got you fat. Isn't that right? 70% of Americans are now overweight. 30% of Americans, 1 in 3, are obese, which means the people that you associate with got you fat. And it also and 70% of Americans are also living paycheck to paycheck. So what does that mean? The people you're hanging out with, the people that you're getting your money advice from, are all broke. So one of the biggest resistances I get from patients is when I tell them that they have to up-level their friendships, their relationships, right? So you got to go, first of all, it's easy for us to say, get rid of the negative people, right? So you've all heard that. If you want your weight loss surgery to go up to the next level, you got to get rid of the negative people in your life. And everybody thinks that means the haters, the people who are jealous, the people who give you shit about your life, the people, yes, that's all true, but you got to get rid of the average person. Now, I say that with a lot of love, but you have to understand what average means. Average now in 2019 means you're broke, you're obese, and you're unhappy. You cannot be average if you want above average weight loss surgery results. Okay? So you have to up level the people that you hang out with. So if I had better people around me back in 2008 when I lost everything, I could have, one, probably avoided all that bullshit, and two, I would have pulled myself out of it a lot faster. So then what ended up happening was I had to leave my family and Kizzy and go to this small town called Robinson, Illinois, of 6,500 people. And I don't know if you've ever been to Illinois. It's like another, Southern Illinois, it's like another country there, man. They speak a whole different language, man. And guess how old I was when I lost everything? That's right, it's 36, just like my dad, starting over in a new country. And guess how old Kizzy was when I had to leave her? Right again. She was 5.5, turning 6, just like I was. Which takes me to lesson number 2 for you. If you don't change, you are doomed to repeat the histories of the past. Life has a way of giving you back the same experiences over and over again until you learn your fucking lesson. So by that I mean, if you have weight loss surgery and let's say you decide your marriage is not very supportive, your spouse has been a lot of problems, and you end up in a divorce. We all know, and people are going to comment and they're going to say hateful things on this feed, I don't care, but we know that there's a very high divorce rate after weight loss surgery. And a lot of it has a multitude of reasons, right? Relationship issues, strength issues, you're finding yourself, you married the wrong person in the first place, etc. But here's my point. If you don't learn your lesson and you hook up again with another guy who has more tattoos than he has teeth, who sees his parole officer more than he sees his, 5 kids from 5 different women, but you think he's cute because he's giving you attention because he bought you a drink at the bar, you are doomed to repeat that lesson, yo. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So if you want your life to change for the better, you need, tip number 2, you need to sit down and have this conversation with yourself and say, what were the things that I did that got me obese in the first place? What are the relationship mistakes I made? And don't say fluffy bullshit stuff like, I didn't love myself enough. I put others in front of me and I didn't take care of myself. That's all fluffy bullshit stuff that social media tells you it's okay to say, and it's not. Why not? Because it doesn't fucking solve the problem. It doesn't really address the issues, right? It makes for a nice Instagram meme, but it's fluffy. And everybody who comments when you post, oh, I just didn't love myself enough, or today's going to be my day, or I'm going to start taking care of me, and they're like, yeah, you go girl, and you're doing so good in your journey. These are all average people. The above average people like myself, I like to think I'm slightly above average, is going to call you out on your bullshit. Does that make sense? We're going to say, that's nice, Danielle. That's nice, Kristen. But when are you going to do the fucking hard work? When are you going to, like, that's nice that you finally realize that your life is fucking worth something and you're going to do something about your life. That's great. Now go do it. Now, you know, the upper shelf, top shelf people are going to keep you accountable. Okay, fine. You decided that you're worth it. You decided you're going to live life. Now, what does that mean? Okay? I'm telling you, it means you've got to have that deep conversation with yourself. How did I get obese? And start using the word fat. Stop buying into, the average people who are like, you're fat shaming, Dr. V. I'm not fat shaming anybody. I'm calling it like it is. 70% of Americans are overweight. Do not take diet advice from the average person. 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Do not take financial advice from your broke-ass cousin. Do not spend more time trying to take the perfect selfie. Do not fall in love with how many likes did I get on my Instagram post. How many shares? How many comments? These are the wrong metrics by which we are measuring our modern day life. Okay? How do you keep the weight off long term? You got to improve your life. Which takes me to the third tip. How did I get to be on this beautiful, gorgeous 1965 yacht that used to belong to the saxophone player of Pink Floyd? I randomly met the owner of this boat at Mastro's, which is one of the best steakhouses you can go to in Las Vegas, and struck up a conversation with him. And, we ended up sitting there talking for about 4 hours. We closed down this restaurant, total stranger. And at the end of it, it turns out he's a very wealthy businessman, owns this company that's a nationwide company that he's been running. He's probably 60-ish. And he started when he was 25. And he wakes up one day and he realizes he has no friends because he's been working so hard on his business. So he looks at me after 4 hours and he said, Doc, I've been waiting to meet someone like you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he tells me the story. He goes, I need to improve my circle of friends. And I said, dude, you're super successful. You should have a bunch of successful friends. He goes, I've been working so hard in my life. And I said, Gary, let me tell you what. You're the coolest dude. I'm going to introduce you to my circle of friends. Remember, that was tip number 2, right? Or tip number 1. Up level your circle of friends. So now I'm bringing value to Gary by introducing him to my friend like Aaron Higman, who has the contract for Walmart grocery delivering. So you guys have heard that Walmart is now delivering groceries to you. That's my buddy Aaron Higman's business. He's going to be the one that's running that business for Walmart. And so I've introduced Gary to people like that over the last few weeks, right? So when I was coming to the Wishman movie premiere, Gary said, hey, stay on my yacht. Bring your daughter, stay on my yacht. I was like, dude, you're so amazing. So amazing. Which is tip number 3. Once you up-level your circle of friends, you've learned your mistakes, your lessons, you've had this deep conversation with yourself, you have to become a relationship builder. That's tip number 3. You have to connect these kick-ass friends and the lessons you've learned, and you've got to put them together. You have to bring value to not just your life, but to other people's lives. You guys follow me? You have to bring value to these other kick-ass people, right? So that means you have to show up. You can't be a douche. You can't be a dick. You can't be wasting time being negative and hating on people's posts. You have to bring value, right? So Gary we were talking last night. He texted me this morning. He goes, Doc, last night was so much fun. So I had a couple of my other friends come. We went to Nobu here, and we had an amazing night. I picked up the dinner tab, which was not cheap for like 6 people at Nobu. And, but we had an amazing time, right? Which then, you're probably wondering, Dr. V, like, how did you get into this movie premiere, right? So tonight, I'm going to go to premiere of a movie called Wishman, which is about the founder of Make-A-Wish. So comment if you have been touched by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Well, Make-A-Wish was started by a friend of mine, back to number 1 again, right? A friend of mine, Frank Shankwitz, who's the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation. And we made a movie about his life called Wishman, because his wish was that the story of his life would be told so that his grandkids would know about his life. So I'm an investor in the movie. And this movie has been a 6-year project in the making. And I got involved in it about 3 years ago when I started filming. And I was supposed to have a small cameo role in the background when Frank's in the hospital, but I couldn't make it work with my surgical schedule. So, but I showed up on set one day, and just seeing it all happen was really, really, really cool. So the premiere is tonight in Hollywood at the Egyptian Theater, which I didn't know what it is. But if you go to Hollywood Boulevard and you know Mann's Chinese theater, that really famous Chinese theater, the Egyptian is about 2 blocks down from that, and it is on Hollywood Boulevard. So it's literally the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the steps. That's where I'll be walking the red carpet tonight. And my surprise to Kizzy, because we do a road trip, a daddy-daughter road trip every single year, I told her, I said, baby, I'm going to take you to Hollywood next week. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, she's never been to Hollywood. I said, but wait, it gets better. We're going to walk the red carpet on a movie premiere. And she was like, are you kidding me? I said, yeah, so you need to bring a nice dress. So she's getting all excited. Kizzy's about to turn 13. She got this cute black and white dress. And she goes, Daddy, can I wear my Converse shoes? So she's got these Chuck Taylors that she's wearing. I was like, baby, you can do whatever you want. I said, why do you want to wear Chuck Taylor, your Converse, instead of like heels? And she goes, it's kind of more my thing, like it's kind of quirky and I want to do. I was like, do your thing, girl. So we've been practicing. I've been like, here's my microphone, and I was like pretending I'm interviewing her on the red carpet. It's like, hey, what's your name? And she wants to go by Kizzy Star. So I own KizzyStar.com, right? So Kizzy Star. Okay, Kizzy Star, tell us about yourself, And so I've been having her practice like who she is. I'm Kizzy Star. I'm an actress. I'm 13 years old. I'm a musician, and I want to become an actress someday. And so imagine this. She is going to remember this trip forever. She slept on a yacht last night and tonight. She's going to walk the red carpet. She's going to have pictures taken. I have Ben, my camera guy here, Big Ben, is here with me. And he's going to be taking pictures and videos of all of this and documenting. And he's on a yacht for the very first time. And he slept here last night. And he's going to be at this red carpet premiere for the very first time too. So how cool is that? Bring value. So I'm bringing value to my daughter's life. I'm introducing her to this lifestyle. So what's happening is like so she wants to be an actress, right? How cool is it that her life, she's going to actually experience this in real life tonight, as opposed to just wishing or hoping or someday I hope I can go to Hollywood. She's already doing it at 13. How much value am I bringing to Kizzy's life? as opposed to the average person who just takes their kid through McDonald's drive-thru and calls that a fucking treat. You have to bring value to the people that are important in your life. How much value can I bring to Big Ben, his life, to Erica, my girl, to little Debbie, to you guys watching? I want you guys to not only live vicariously through me, but to understand it's possible. This life is possible for you. For you, Mary, for you, Michelle, for you, John. It's possible. It's possible for your kids, Danielle. It's possible. Your dreams are not just dreams. They're possibles. They're possibilities. Why did you have weight loss surgery? You wanted your life to change. That is the only answer. Repeat after me. I wanted my life to change. Don't fall into this other bullshit answers. Don't give in. I'm a stress eater. I'm an emotional eater. Man, I don't value myself enough. I put others ahead of me. Dr. Vuong, he's fat shaming. He's making fun of his audience. Fuck you. I'm telling you, it's possible. Those critics of mine who believe that they don't like my message, they think I'm an idiot for telling people not to go to the gym. Fuck off. Don't watch. Get off my page. But for those of you, Belinda, Anna, you guys watching, I'm showing you the pathway to take your life to the next level. Why did you have weight loss surgery? You wanted your life to change. How do you do that? Stop wasting time on shit that doesn't matter. Stop taking advice from people who don't know what the F they're talking about. Remember, the average person, 70% of Americans are overweight. Do not take nutritional advice from people on social media. They don't know what they're talking about. 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. They cannot retire. I was broke at the age of 36. As a surgeon, $4 million in debt. I lost everything in Hurricane Ike. I lost everything, and it ultimately cost me my family too. I had to start over. I'm just like you. Jenny, I am just like you. April, I am just like you. Kristen, I'm just like you. I was broken. I was not just broke, I was broken. I had to start over. I had to reevaluate my life. I had to reevaluate those that I was hanging out with. I had to figure out how I got myself into that shitty situation. And then 9 short years later, at the age of 45, I retired. I retired from weight loss surgery. Not because I made a killing in surgery. Again, I never made any real money in surgery. And now I'm staying on a friend's yacht. Tonight I'm going to be walking a red carpet in Hollywood at the Egyptian Theater on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. My dreams became reality. I can show you how to do that for your life. I can show Raylyn how you do this. I can show all of you guys who are willing to follow me on this journey how you take your life to the next level. 70% of Americans are obese or overweight. A third of them are obese. Look at the nurses in your doctor's program. Most of them are overweight. 70% of nurses are overweight. Why are you taking advice from them? Most nutritionists have eating disorders. Look it up. It's true. Why are you taking advice from them? Most surgeons are stressed out. Most doctors are stressed out. They are very unhappy. Comment if you are wondering why your doctor is so stressed out. Comment if your physician is overweight, unhappy, big bags under his or her eyes, really short with you, don't have time, seems to be really stressed out, always sighing, they're overweight. Why are we taking advice from these people? Because they went to school, got a degree. By the time we graduate med school, everything we learned is outdated. By the time we are done with residency, everything we learned during residency in 2 years is outdated information. But most of your doctors have never been back, have not taken real classes, have not recertified, have not spent any time on personal development, have not done any of the stuff I'm telling you in this video. They have not up-leveled their relationships because they're working too hard. They're too busy. They don't have time. They have not done any sort of personal development, asked themselves the hard questions, right? That's tip number 2. Looked at their lives. How did I get into this shitty situation? And most of them don't bring value anymore to other people. Yeah. Yes, I know they take care of people. They take care of patients. But are they really? Or are they just part of the problem? Are we part of the machine that keeps healthcare industry going, that keeps drug companies in business? Yes, doctors are pill pushers these days. They don't have the time to really practice their medicine, their art form. Is that true? Why are we taking advice from them? Now listen, I need to get more haters, because the more haters I get, that means I'm reaching a bigger audience. It means I'm striking a chord. I'm striking a nerve with the average person, right? Half of the people are going to love me, love my message, understand that it's right. I dare you, do this challenge right now. Share this video into one of your secret Facebook groups, weight loss surgery groups, and see how quickly you get kicked out. Because that administrator is not going to like these truths that I'm telling you. They are going to think I'm fat shaming when I am not. I don't have time to fat shame. I don't care. I'm too busy trying to up-level my relationships, personally develop myself, and bring massive value to people who are willing to listen, who have made my life amazing, who continue to make my life amazing. If you want your life to be better after you've had weight loss surgery, focus on those 3 things.
Hi, Dr. Vuong here. If you loved that video, I hope you will check out velocity2020.com. I want to meet you in person. This is my big annual conference in Vegas. It's amazing. It's not just about weight loss surgery, but it's about taking your life up to the next level. You're going to meet the best people, the best speakers, the best audience possible. You're going to really take your life up to the next level. 2020 is all about vision, clarity, and focus. We're going to show you how to find your vision, what you really want to do with your life, get crystal clear, clarity, and then find your laser focus to do what you need to do to have the amazing life that you deserve. Hope to see you there.